So I recently had some people comment and they were like, well, where'd you go? I'll be honest, I wasn't aware that anybody was actually listening and paying attention. So thank you. I appreciate that. Because if I'm just reaching one person, two people, I don't really care about followers. I don't. It's about helping anybody who needs help, being an influence, being a friend, uh, answering questions, whatever. That's what it's about. It's about growing and improvement. But the last 2 months, uh, I've been down. I haven't been able to go to the gym. I had cat scratch fever, and I actually had a doctor misdiagnose me. And I know you're going to be like, well, why would you tell everybody this? But when you go through what I've been through and been where I've been, you really don't give a fuck what other people think. You don't. But I had a doctor who misdiagnosed me with hepatitis C, and I actually had cat scratch fever. So for the last few months, between the antibiotics and just trying to do the work that I can do, I haven't really been making videos. I just now got back in the gym this week, and it feels great. There's definitely a noticeable difference neurologically in my life since I've spent the last few years dedicated to physical fitness and dieting and changing my body, changing my mind, changing my life, the way I do business. And I've definitely controlled my mind to accept a higher standard for myself in my life. And so I'm naturally gravitating. Over this whole 2 months, I've still managed to stay at 205. I didn't put on a whole bunch of weight. For those of you that followed me before, you know I lost like 70 pounds. I went from like 260 to like 190, and then back up to 220, 225. And now for the last 8 months, 6 to 8 months, I've been able to get my body at about 205, 210 and stay there, which was my set weight when I was like 19 years old, 20 years old, 21 years old, roofing. And so I've managed to basically warp my mind, to train my brain neurologically to be at a different place in my life. You know, raise your standards, raise your life. We all get our standards for life. We all get our standards. Whoever you see yourself as, that is exactly what you'll get. If you see yourself as broke, as a loser, if that's your honest belief about yourself, because every decision we make in life comes from our beliefs. Whatever you believe about your environment, if you believe all women suck, you're going to get a woman that sucks. If you believe that all men suck, if you're a woman, you're going to probably get a man that sucks. You know, if you believe that you're meant to be employed at a job and you're supposed to work hard 45 hours a week and save $100 a month until finally you can retire, that's what you're going to get out of life. Our beliefs become our standards, become our convictions. A conviction is stronger than a belief, and I'll get into that in some future videos. But I'm going to continue to make these videos just because I had somebody ask me where I've been. I had two people actually ask, hey man, where you been? What's up? I haven't seen any videos. And I'm glad at least one person is watching. I don't care. I don't give a fuck who wants to watch or who doesn't, man. I appreciate anybody that can gain anything from my life experiences, and I've definitely had a lot of them. That's for sure. Been a lot of places, done a lot of things, from the coal mines of West Virginia and Pennsylvania to the farms of Ohio to building Cracker Barrels out of Texas to owning my own business in 3 different states, building my dad's business in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and Georgia for years. There's not too many things that I haven't done, not too many things I haven't seen, but I learn more every day. two ways you can look at it. I've come a long way and I've got a long way to go. You know, in one sense, I've come a long way, and in another sense, I still have a long way to go. And one thing I've used this opportunity of being down is working on some projects that I've put off for quite a long time. One is writing a book. One's writing a book. And two is doing some other things that I personally love to do that make money. And building things, I love working with my hands, live edge wood, oak, cedar, things like that. So I've been doing some projects for myself, and luckily I made enough money last year to where I was able to be sick and take that time down and be able to do some things that I really wanted and should do. You know, there's not too many people who's been shot 4 times and once in the face with a .44 Magnum and been an alcoholic for 20 years, grew up in the streets and jails, institutions, and been near death. I mean, more times than I have, besides a Vietnam veteran or a Iraq or Afghanistan veteran maybe, but I've just seen a lot, done a lot, and grown a lot. It's not the point that somebody's been through something that you can relate to, but the point is that they came out of it to be who they wanted to be, regardless of every circumstance being totally against them. You know, having zero shield. There's a lot of people out there who have grown up without a father figure. They've had zero shield between them and the world, and that's what every boy needs. Every boy in this life needs a man that can shield them from the harshness of the world while they grow. Now, I'm not talking about making their life softer, because you and I both know that a soft life creates a lot of pain for a man. It definitely doesn't make men, that's for sure. Comfort and well-being does not create men. Adversity creates growth and change. The two creators of the universe, pain and pleasure, you know, and we definitely grow a lot more from pain. Rarely do we grow from pleasure. So every boy needs a shield between him and the world to say, yes, you can do this, you know. So somebody who grows up with zero shield from the world, everything's been totally against them. They've never gotten a good break, but yet they've overcame every adversity and reached a point in their life. They're the ones that are going to have a solution to offer you. It's like a drug counselor or an alcohol counselor who's never been a drug addict or an alcoholic. How can they work out a rehab and help these people as a counselor for drugs and alcohol if they've never been there, done it, and beat it? Now, they can tell you what's in the books, and they can tell you their best idea or best guess of how to do it, but they honestly have no wisdom on the subject. Because the only way to gain that wisdom is through experience. True wisdom comes from experience. Now, you can learn from other people's mistakes. I'm not saying that we can't do that, but deep wisdom comes from experience. You and I both know that. So yeah, I'm gonna keep making these videos and try to get better at doing them. I'm not the greatest at making videos or, you know, following a narrative. I mean, I've been shot in the head. I've had to overcome traumatic brain injuries, so sometimes my thoughts get jumbled. Sometimes I lose track of where I'm going with something on a subject, or so it really is a struggle for me to make these videos sometimes. But I've gotten so much better at it. Not only with these videos, even making these videos helps me. You're doing more for me than I'm doing for you. just making this video is training my mind to stay on track, stay on subjects, focus, and get where I'm going. So thank you guys. I appreciate that. Thank you for the 2 people that asked where I was and about making videos, man. I really appreciate you guys. And one thing I've been studying a lot lately, which I have been over the last 10 years, I've been neurologically changing my life, my physiological makeup, biological makeup, my neuro associations, my neuro connections, changing them, growing them in the direction that I choose. That is something I've been doing over the last 10 years. But now I'm learning about it. And it's like, in everything I'm learning right now about neuroassociation and neurological connections is just putting all the puzzle pieces together from the last 10 years of hard work and determination. When I didn't know what I was doing, I was just pushing forward, and I knew that if I kept doing something over and over again, somehow it was manifesting in my life. And I really had no idea what I was doing. I was just following the breadcrumbs. I was just following the trail. And now I'm learning a lot that's making all that make sense. It just, light bulbs are turning on. One of the books that I've been reading is this one right here, Awaken the Giant Within. Of course, you guys know that I read this one, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I've read several really good books. I only read books that I hear are amazing and life-changing. If I'm going to spend that much of my time and research on a book, I at least want to have the idea that it's profound, that it's got something really good to offer, because I need a lot of fucking help. So, but yeah, Awaken the Giant Within. This is amazing. Now, of course, everybody knows I love Tony Robbins. I would go see Tony Robbins in West Palm Beach. He is one of my mentors. People like him, Ed Milet, and so many others. But this is an amazing book. Tony Robbins, I mean, just over the last 2 years of watching and studying how he does things, reading about him, going to his seminars, watching his videos, he has put in a lot of hard work in his life. Amazingly, it's the level of work that this man has put in, the level of fear this man has overcome to be who he is today. Some people will say he's lucky. No, the man is not lucky. The man's worked his ass off. And now he's just one of the most amazing human beings alive, I think. But you guys stay up, keep going. I'm going to make some more videos for you. I appreciate you guys, man. Keep a good attitude.